Hello and welcome to I guess this would be our third All About Footy episode, the second one that's previewing an upcoming window for the Canadian men's national program.
My first All About Footy.
Oh yes, welcome to All About Footy,
you.
Celso.
Thank you.
Welcome, yes.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, there you go. Daniel was not even told about this, so surprise.
Surprise, Daniel.
Yeah. So, 3 games in the upcoming window. The roster's not yet been announced, otherwise we would have told you the roster and talked about that a little bit more. But the upcoming window is Honduras on Thursday, the 27th, 6:05 start, Mountain. Then the United States, 1:05 start, Mountain, on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, February the 2nd, so Sunday the 30th, sorry, and then Tuesday, February 2nd, away in El Salvador, 6:05 start. Honduras and El Salvador are the bottom 2 teams in CONCACAF. I know we're playing them away, but Canada has to get good results against those 2. Has to. The worst teams in your group you need to win both games against them. We already tied against Honduras, and that's not okay. We need to do a lot better against Honduras this window. Now, as everyone must now know, the biggest news by far is that Davies won't be there with his mild myocarditis. I know you will like adding the word mild to it, but it's still heart condition and it's still very scary.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he won't be there for this window. So there's going to be big shoes to fill, obviously. I think the most obvious like-for-like replacement, and I say that very loosely because nobody in the world is like Davies, especially no Canadian is like Davies, except for maybe Buchanan. But Junior Hoylett is the most likely to just like-for-like replacement for Davies. Veteran that can come in and play those road games against Honduras and El Salvador and provide you with the leadership that you're going to need in order to win those away games. And then that could help us have our young guys rested against the States, because I really feel that we need to have a good, young, fast team against the States. The States already announced their roster. I don't think there's any big surprises. You have Pulisic, who's an actual superstar, playing out in Chelsea right now. And yeah, the States is going to be a tough matchup. But starting against Honduras, Canada on paper has a significantly better team than Honduras. There's no question. Now, my biggest concern for Canada, you and I were talking about this, I believe, in the podcast. Our biggest concern needs to be the fact that the MLS offseason is on right now and we're not getting game reps. Canada players, most of them haven't played a legitimate game since the last December, or even earlier than that, since the last window, really.
Dang, that's a long time.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough, and I think the first half against Honduras is going to be really rough, and we're just going to have to defend like crazy, and the second half we're going to have to come out and just destroy. But this is why I think Junior Hoylett's going to come in, playing over in Europe, and is going to have that game experience. Derrick Henry, I think, plays in the MLS, or Daniil Henry. Derrick Henry plays for the Titans.
Dang.
Daniil Henry plays in the U.S. as well, so he won't be available. But Stephen Vittoria, mostly European players playing in European leagues, they're the ones that are going to be starting the first game. Yeah. There's no question.
So that
yeah,
we can get into form in the first half and then just
exactly right. We need
go from there.
You can have the better team on paper. There's no question. That's fine. But it's really about how you show up, and if you're in there really, I don't know, rusty, it's gonna be tough. And I guess we're lucky because we play against the States, and the States has about half of their lineup playing in the MLS, maybe a little bit less than that. But I digress. Adekubke is probably gonna start. Larrea is probably gonna start. Vittoria is probably gonna start. Borjan's probably gonna start. Derek Cornelius is probably gonna start. He plays over in Greece. And then you have Eustaquio will probably start. He plays over in Portugal. And then you have Buchanan, David, Laren. They're all going to start. Now, the defensive mid position, that's going to be tough because both of our defensive mids play in the MLS. Mark Anthony Kay and Samuel Piet both play there. So I see Atiba Hutchinson starting the first game. That leaves us with the left wing position, which should have been Davies, obviously. But that will probably be Junior Hoylett. I can see that's our starting lineup for the first game. Not the best lineup we can produce, but the lineup that's most in form.
Mm-hmm. And right? Did you, a while ago, didn't you, mention 2 other players?
Yeah, there's this... So there's a few young guys that are pretty decent, in regard, like pretty good options for us to come up and, like be big pieces. And like Jaquil Marshall Rudy is the biggest one in my opinion. He's a right wing, still training with Liverpool and whatnot. He hasn't seen him getting game action because he hasn't been signed by Liverpool yet. So that's an interesting one. We have Daniel Jefferson, who's currently playing over in Burton and Albion in the English Championship as well. He's got 7 goals in 20 games there, so that's been pretty decent. Yeah. He's on loan in League One, it looks like. But
do you think they'll get some caps, so that they can?
Maybe I who I really think should, because Jaquil Marshall Rudy is only Canadian. I don't think he has a dual citizenship anywhere. I don't. I think the guy that we should try to just name to our lineup and play, even as a substitute for the last minute of 2 games, is Marcelo Flores. He's currently playing for Arsenal's developmental team. He has 1 senior cap with Mexico against Chile in a friendly. So if we really want him on this team, this is where we call him to our squad and we make that cap right now.
So that he can just play for Canada?
Exactly, yeah. Another interesting one is Stefan Mitrokitch, who's playing over in Europe as well. And he's an attacking midfielder, but also a left wing, which is exactly what we need because Davies is gone, and that's our left winger.
Do you see...
Mitrovic, I think, is the most likely guy to get signed. Okay, the most likely guy to come in here. Now, you want to have your best possible lineup in order to play these windows, because it's 3 games in 5 days.
Yeah,
you're going to want to have almost all the people playing. So you're not just going to call somebody just for fun, right? But Mitrovic, I would take over one of the what was that? I forget what their names are, but there's a couple guys that were called up in the last window that I just take Mitrovic and Marcelo, sorry. Those guys definitely. When it comes to we're gonna have an extra wing back, an extra fullback called, so we're gonna have 4 fullbacks. It looks like 4 center backs, 4 fullbacks, and then it's a 24-man roster, right? 3 goalies. Maybe they actually just call on 2 goalies.
I could see them just calling 2 goalies.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be interesting because goalies, yeah, hopefully knocking on wood they don't get injured. But it's gonna be. I'm interested to see what they do with this squad, right? Because there's so much that they can do with it, and honestly, this looks on paper to be an easy window, but it's going to be very difficult because playing away in Central America is not easy. Mm-hmm. And they're going to need veteran leadership, which is why I think Hoylett plays and Atiba Hutchinson play those games. But this is why I also think the younger team will be playing against the States. You're at home. You're especially the kids that play for TFC. I can see them they're literally at home. This is their home field that they're going to play in. Actually, they're playing in Hamilton, but close enough.
In Canada.
Right? Yeah. But what, for me, ideal, obviously, we get 9 points out of this window. Oh, ideal. Because we're in first place with 9 points. We're obviously going to stay in first place. Now, my biggest thing, we cannot lose to the States. We can't let a team behind us come up and catch up to us. It has to be at the absolute bare minimum a tie.
Because the States are playing El Salvador and
Honduras as well.
So.
But they're at home to those 2 as opposed to away, I think.
Oh, okay. So we have to get at least the 6 points from those 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
realistically, I think 5 or 7 points is what we get.
Realistically, I would say we would match what they're doing and then tie, hopefully. Or ideally win, but tie against the States so that we stay the same against the state, or
because if we go into the last window, realistically, because who does Mexico play? Mexico will be playing Panama, Costa Rica, and Jamaica.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we're scoreboard watching now, and Jamaica's gotten a lot better. It's a much better team than they were before. Okay, so that's going to be an actual challenge for Mexico, and then Mexico plays against Panama and Costa Rica, who are currently 4th and 5th.
They
And
basically have like a tough window.
well,
to, like,
exactly, right? And that's where we're going to be able to to distance ourselves from third to fifth.
So basically,
This is why
Basically,
I've said the whole time Canada has a legitimate chance
Yeah.
to qualify for the World Cup
in this window.
in this window. If we win all 3 games, I think mathematically we're qualified.
I can see that, yeah.
There's a real possibility. We're only 1 point ahead of second and 2 points ahead of third and fourth. But if third and fourth get
1 point.
heck even 3 to 4 points, and we get 9, that's 7 points ahead that we're going to be from third and fourth, right? So that's going to be we need the 5th seed. We need Costa Rica to win a game against those guys, and we need Jamaica to win some games. And then at that point, like, that'll be huge. That'll be absolutely huge, because if we can guarantee a spot after this window, that'll be massive. And I think realistic will be 5 points. I do think we tie one of the away games. It's just so tough to win away.
Yeah.
That being said, these are the 2 worst teams in CONCACAF. We should win. I think I'd be okay with 5 points, devastated with anything less than that.
Yeah.
That means we would have lost a game or tied all 3 games. Devastated with anything less than 5. Happy with 7. Obviously ecstatic with 9. I think that's how it would go with the points. Now, I think Herdman is an exceptional coach. I think I trust in him, and I trust in the way he's going to call his team in, and I trust all that kind of stuff. But this team is really going to have to show what they're made of and really show their colors.
Oh, yeah, especially, without Davies. Yeah.
With Davies, I wouldn't be as worried.
No.
But without Davies, I'm terrified. And I'm so used to seeing my teams lose all the time that I'm nervous. I'm optimistic, but I've learned to always be cautiously optimistic watching my teams, because I've just had horrific luck in just life with them. It's just been brutal. Also, I'm going to be wearing the exact same attire that I wore for the for our home games here.
Yeah.
Just straight up. It's going to be really, really hot in my house, but it's going to have to have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just go to Commonwealth, sit in the stand, just watch it on my phone, yeah.
Just sneak in, just sit at the same same
Could
seats.
you imagine? That'd be so funny, dude.
Security was like, what the hell is that guy doing up there, just sitting in the stands,
Yeah, right.
on his phone?
But what are you thinking? What are your points? Your dreams?
I was thinking before you mentioned 5, because I was like, yeah, probably 5. I was thinking 6, at least 6, at least beat the 2 worst teams, and then because I don't know, the States is gonna be tough, but
I would be more upset with 6 points than I would with 5 if it means that we tied against or we lost to the States. Seriously though,
yeah,
I would be more upset with 6 than I would with 5, because it means the States have moved ahead of us, and now we're closer to the 3rd and 4th ranked, or 3rd and 4th seed.
And you said 3rd and 4th have to
Just 4th. 4th has to play in the international playoff.
Mm-hmm.
So you want first, second, or third. Obviously, you want first.
Obviously.
But at the end of the day, if you finish first or third, nothing matters when it comes to the World Cup. You're going. The number 1 CONCACAF team doesn't get preferential treatment. It's to do with world ranking. And this is why if we win all 3 games, we're going to keep on going up the ranking, and we're going to have a better chance of getting an easier group. I think Canada has a chance in making it into the 3rd pot, but we have to, of the last 6, we probably have to win 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And we can't lose, because we don't want to go down negative points. So we'd have to go 4-0-2 at the absolute minimum. Or 4-2-0. I don't know how it works.
4-2-0.
4-2-0. Yeah, okay. We have to go 4-2-0 at the absolute minimum in order for us to have a chance of being in pot 3. I think the very first step is just work towards qualification and focus on these games. I don't think the guys really have to worry too much about their qualification pot. The fact that if they're in, they're in. You know what I mean? That also being said, though, it has to be again, it's not on the players to think about it. It's all on the fans, and media can think about it all they want to. But it's on us fans to think and okay, if you get in, it's not set in stone yet. If you get in, where are you going to qualify? Like, what group are you going to be in? Because pot 4, you're going to be playing against all teams better than you. All teams rank higher than you.
Wait, okay, so
first pot is for the top.
For people like me and others, what do those pots
pot 1, so there's 32 teams that qualify for the World Cup, right? And there's 4 pots.
Okay.
Because there's 8 groups.
Okay.
First and second place teams out of each group make it into the round of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But the pots are organized by world ranking. So in pot 1 is the host country along with the 7 best teams in the world that qualified for the World Cup. The 7 highest ranking teams in the world.
Okay. Wait, quick question. So if the next one is Canada, United States, and Mexico, how the heck are they going to do that? Are all 3 going to be in pot 1?
All 3 are going to be in pot 4 probably. Or no. Depends on the ranking, because Mexico's down to 13th, so they'd probably be in pot 2, because pot 1 is the top 7 countries like in the FIFA rankings, and plus the host.
So that would be
Qatar.
But they're not even.
Qatar is in the World Cup because they're.
No, I know, but what I'm talking about, the next one, I guess.
Okay, so every team, no matter what region in the world they're in, gets thrown into these pots.
Yeah.
Once they qualify for the World Cup, the official qualifications in the rankings.
Yeah.
Okay? It has nothing to do with how you finished in your group.
No, I know that.
It has to do with where you are in the world ranking.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Okay. So Canada right now is 40th. There's 32 teams that make it to the World Cup, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, again, the World Cup host, as well as the top 7 teams in the world rankings, which is Belgium, France, Spain, Italy. Italy might not make it to the World Cup. That's hilarious.
That is so weird. But yeah,
all these teams, they're going to all be in pot 1 from first to 7th ranked in FIFA rankings of those who qualified. Again, if Italy doesn't make it, then it will be the number 8th seed in the world that will make it instead of Italy. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Pot 2 will be the next 8 in the rankings.
Okay.
In the world rankings. They're going to be thrown into pot 2. Pot 3, the next 8. Same pot 4, the last 8 in the world rankings. Now,
the last 8 of the teams who qualified according to ranking.
Exactly. Into the FIFA rankings. Now, after that's all sorted out, teams are in respective pots. Now, they're going to go, Group A. They take out what is it called? The host nation, sorry. Host nation's always A1. A2, they're going to go into pot 2, pick a team out of pot 2. Oh, pot 2, Mexico. Mexico is in Group A with Qatar.
Okay.
Then they go into Group C. Now, there's rules. I think there can't be more than 3 European teams in the same group. It has a maximum of 2. South American teams and North American. So North American teams can't be in the same group because there's only 3 that qualify for sure, 4 potentially with the international playoff.
Okay.
And South American teams can't be in the same group because there's 4 that qualify, 5 with the playoff. Same with Asian teams, can't be in the same group because there's not that many that qualify. And African teams, I don't think can be in the same group. They all have to be in different groups. So that's why when you get to the last kind of group, it gets it's pretty much set and for example, let's say Canada's in pot 3. If Mexico's in pot 2 and made it into Group A, Canada's name is taken away from pot 3
when they pick for Group A.
When they're picking for Group A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right? So, and that's a really long way. There's nothing set in stone yet. It all depends on world rankings. It depends on how we're doing leading up to the World Cup. However, Canada is going to have to really step it up for these next games. They can go up another 8 to 10 rankings. And that might put them just enough to be in pot 3.
Oh, okay. So basically, if you qualify, but it doesn't matter where you if you finish first in the qualifying.
That matters nothing.
It's just ranking based.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Where you finish in your group or in your qualification rounds means nothing.
Let's say country that was ranked 100. Wins their qualification, they're first. they'd still be in pot 4 kind of thing.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, they'd go up a ton of ranking points because of all the games they've won and the points they've gained.
Oh yeah, no, but let's say after moving up, they're 100.
It only has to do with rankings in FIFA.
Okay,
where
you
are
qualify,
as a
you're in the World Cup, but based on like what group you get put into, it's based on ranking. Okay.
And this is why my bold prediction of Canada making it into the quarterfinals is huge, because like they will be playing against 3 teams that are ranked higher than them most likely.
Because they'll probably be in pot 3.
4 most likely. They're almost certainly going to be in pot 4 if they qualify. Because you'd honestly have to go up almost 20 ranking points to be possibly in pot 3.
Okay.
Right? Because like 20 theoretically, if all the top 32 teams in the world make it, it would be 39 top 32. So if the top 31 teams in the world make it plus the host nation, like 23rd is going to be the last place team in pot 3. So Canada needs to aim for the 20s.
So like let's say Peru would be pot 3.
Yeah, because we're 21st right now.
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
The worst that they would do is pot 3. Yes.
Okay.
So Canada needs to aim for Peru's ranking around there.
Canada is 40th. Okay.
And so this is why I'm saying with 3 wins in this window, they're probably realistically going to shoot up because it's 2 away wins. That has a big deal with that. And then the opposition of the States. If they beat the States, that's actually going to shoot them up the rankings a lot too.
Okay, so that's why you're saying being first will shoot us up in the ranking, hopefully.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
a better pot.
Yeah, because if we win the games out, like if we finish 4-2-0, like I said, that's likely going to put us up probably 10 ranking points or 10 spots. Because FIFA has a really weird way of doing the rankings, right? But that should put us up 10 spots. So obviously Canada's only goal is to finish. I would like them to finish first in CONCACAF.
Yeah. So basically qualify, but hopefully top 1, like at first, or hopefully second, just to get a better pot. In a better pot, hopefully.
Hopefully we just win games in order to be in the better, in the better chance of finishing in the top 3 pots instead of 4th.
Because 4th, you're just
screwed.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. There's not many teams that come out of the 4th pot that win in their groups. Let's just be honest here, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
I'm learning.
Good. I like it. We'll see how it goes. Canada need to win against Honduras and El Salvador. Those have to happen. And the States is going to be a tough match, but if they win, not only will their rankings shoot up, like the States single-handedly will shoot them up if they win probably 5 spots, if we're going to be completely honest. Because the ranking points also have to do with 4 years worth of results. 4 years ago, Canada was garbage. They weren't getting points at all, really. They were losing almost every game. Like, we were not good. Same with 3 years ago. So, like, this is why we're shooting up the rankings so much, is because us compared to 3 or 4 years ago, there's so many more points that we're getting compared to that last time. But
3 years ago, that was
2019.
2019. I just want to see
or
something.
Even 2018, our results were not very favorable.
I'm just seeing something. So 2019 in December. Where are you, Canada? We were 73rd. So we moved up quite a bit then.
Yep.
In the 3 years.
We have. So I think that's it for this. No teams have been announced. Once our lineup is announced, we'll retweet it on our Twitter pages. I guess we have 2, so
yeah.
And we'll go from there. But I think that's it for All About Footy. Good job on your first All About Footy episode today, Salso.
I learned a lot, actually.
There you go. That's good.
So.
I'm happy you learned a lot. I feel this is a very good episode. So thank you everybody for listening to All About Footy, our second preview show for the second window. Cheer loud and proud for Canada because they're going to need our support. And man, I'm again cautiously optimistic.
I'm cautiously excited.
I'm cautious. Yeah, it's going to be a good window, man. I really believe that we can do this, and I think this is going to make or break us. This is going to really show us what we're made of. Because if we get the results we're supposed to, man, this team can go a long, long way. This team can really show it. And the Mexico-Costa Rica wins, I cannot tell you enough how crucial those were. Crucial. But anyways, thank you everybody for listening to our midweek episode this week. Cheer loud and proud for Canada Thursday, Sunday, and next Tuesday. And we'll see you for the podcast episode where we'll probably recap the 2 first games.